Hello and welcome viewers to Healthy Wrinkles, a channel devoted to better healthcare of senior citizens and also for their family members. I'm happy to once again welcome Dr. Prem. Dr. Prem is a leading geriatric expert and geriatrician from Jaslok Hospital, Mumbai. So, Doctor, today we are going to discuss about a topic which is called as a falls, which is Girna. Yeah. So, my first question, Doctor, is how common these falls are among elderly citizens or elderly patients. What is your observation you have?
Thanks a lot for having me here again. And basically, falls are very, very common actually. And it's one of the most common causes which actually make a older person disabled, affect their quality of life, affect their independence. So that's why I think falls are significant because they lose a drastic loss of confidence. In fact, people that have a fall, they can actually have something known as a near fall or maybe not even fall. So then they get something known as a fear of fall. So whenever they're actually trying to go out, trying to walk, then that fear comes in their mind and they become very tensed about it. And a lot of older adults actually stop going out itself. So that becomes a big jolt for their life. So that's why imagine an older adult not having confidence at all to even stand up and walking and going out, which was normal. So then that's what falls does. So falls dents much more than only the physical part. It actually dents a huge extent the mental aspect as well.
So falls and the fear of falls both are equally problematic in a way.
Yeah,
And doctor, what happens specifically in the older age because of which the falls they become sort of more common? So are there any changes in the body systems or what really happens? Why falls are more common?
yeah. So I think it's both internal as well as, to be very frank, external. Now, internal factors can be very, very commonly, which we sort of see, which we need to improve anyways. One is vision, because vision decreases, night vision becomes more difficult, depth perception goes. That's why we also tell the older adults that bifocals can be difficult for them, because the reason being that the depth perception, and then it becomes difficult for them to even see the steps sometimes. So that is there. Then second is hearing, lose hearing loss, then losing the balance in hearing. That also leads to dizziness. Dizziness can ultimately lead to falls. So things which are causing vertigo, that is there. Then if they have things like diabetes, because neuropathy of any sort, which is known as which causes diabetes, so that sensation, if it goes in the feet, that also causes them to a great extent to fall. Then we often neglect the footwear. I think the footwear is very important. Sometimes the footwear might not be that comfortable, or it might not be the right one, because I've seen a lot of older adults wearing slippers, but not all their toes are actually inside it, or they are not entirely comfortable. So that is important. Then the type they are walking, their gait. Sometimes their gait could be because of diseases. Maybe there is a past history of a stroke. Maybe there is cerebellar issues. Maybe there is Parkinson's, which, as we know, has a pretty slow gait, difficulty. I mean, the center of gravity is almost lost, so there is a difficulty of fall, especially on the back side or the front side, both. Then foot deformities are another thing which are very important. A lot of older adults might have minor fractures, or they might have minor deformities, maybe in the toes, due to which they might always be a fall risk. So these are certain things which can be internally. Then medications, a lot of medications can lead to falls, especially medications which will cause them to get dehydrated, medications which can actually suddenly drop their blood pressure. Then so certain antihypertensives, yes. Then another thing is lack of fluids. Dehydration can also cause falls. Then very important is orthostatic hypotension. That is, in different positions of an older adult, the BP might be different. So if the systolic and diastolic blood pressure is quite different in both spaces, then it will, there is a huge propensity of them actually having a fall. Then a lot of older adults might have cervical spondylosis also, so that also can lead. Then we always tell older adults to get up from the lying down position or change position very slowly, because sometimes when they do it in a jerk, then also they might get a bit dizzy, or it might actually cause them to fall. Then things like arthritis, knee arthritis, which makes it difficult to walk, hip arthritis, then back pain, low back pain, something like a lumbar canal stenosis. All these things are also some things which can lead them to propensity to fall. Then osteoporosis per se, having a bad bone health, that itself is something which can lead them to actually are at a risk of having fall. Now externally that can be a lot of factors, especially the environment that they live, too much of clutter in the living room, the distance of the uh, bathroom and the bed is very far, especially in the night time if they have to go, lack of lights in the pathway, lack of grab rails, handbars, lack of support in the bathroom, because bathroom, they say home is the safest place to be, not necessary for a fall. The bathroom is one of the most common areas where the fall is, where older adults have been just found overnight, because a lot of times older adults actually even close the doors, so they are told not to do it purely because uh, uh, if they fall, then we have found people just yelling the entire night, but nobody has heard because they are actually been far off. Then another thing is, the bathroom is usually a mixture of oil, water, and soap, which can be a very dangerous sort of mixture. So that is again. Then the height of the toilet, this is also very important, because whenever they have to sit down, when they're actually trying to stand up, whether it's in the western commode also, it becomes sort of a risk factor for falling. Then things like urinary incontinence, sometimes a lot of older adults just fall in their own urine, so that's why in females and males both, they also should be taken into consideration. So these overview are a lot of causes, lot of them are correctable, lot of them can be taken care of, so by modifying certain home environments. So that's why they say there is no treatment of a fall, you have to prevent a fall. So try to prevent a fall to the maximum, and make your home proof as far as falling of older adults is concerned, because if a fall occurs, then a lot of issues can happen.
So, doctor, I'm sure when the sort of any older adult walks into your clinic, you must be looking at most of these aspects or all of these aspects, and ensuring while your guidance will include the suggestions that will potentially reduce the chances of falls kind of thing.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, correct. So, so doctor, my other question is like, in spite of your advice and in people making changes in the external and internal environment kind of thing, what are the approaches that you follow once, unfortunately, a fall happens? Then what are the approaches, sort of, as an expert, you would recommend or you undertake?
See, ultimately, you want to still prevent further falls. So you need to modify the medications which might be responsible. You need to take care of the correctables, take care of the vision, take care of the hearing. If they are not able to walk properly, get a detailed, I mean, after I do a detailed fall risk assessment, I obviously, if needed, the physiotherapy is involved. If it's a balance problem, get the balance corrected, get the footwear corrected. Then if needed, whether they need an assistive device, whether they need a walker or whether they need a stick, that also should be corrected. Then the thing with the assistive devices, we need to see whether they are walking with the device or they are making the device walk, because a lot of times they use it wrong. So that's also to be checked. Not prescribing the assistive device, not alone, it's not the one which is enough. You need to see whether they're doing it properly. It can't be too high, it can't be too low, because there is something known as a distance between, it can't be like crooked like this, so how will they actually use it? So it has to be properly so that they can easily sort of use it. Then of course, depending upon the cause, after the fall has happened, depending on the cause, invariably people end up having fractures. So bone health is very important. Take care of the osteoporosis part, vitamin D, calcium. Then, if at all needed, other agents can also be given through injection or oral. Then another important thing is to make sure that whatever fracture has happened, if it is repairable, then immediately the door to needle time that they say, once a hip fracture happens, they should be immediately operated, because the more the time, more there's a chance of deformity, more there's a chance of embolism. So all those things, risk factors are really there. So that's why orthogeriatrics is also very important, wherein a geriatrician and orthopedician try to work together in making sure that an older adult gets properly, I mean, the surgery is done and pre and post surgery is taken care of. Then weight loss is important. Sometimes a person being obese, people might say when they fall, there is a lesser chance that the hip might break. But because of being top heavy, there is also a greater chance that the balance will also go. So all the correctables are the ones which I try to focus. Medications are very notorious and very easily can be modified. So these are the things. Fluids, the amount of water they are taking, neither too much, neither too less. So all those things are the ones usually which we need to sort of correct. Once a fall has happened, it can lead to mortality, it can lead to morbidity, lot of financial costs. A person might be bedridden. Even after the surgery is done, the job is not over. The person has to get the confidence back. So I try to work on the confidence also. In the fear of fall, you have to work on the mental makeup only, because that is no other way. Try to make them walk in front of you with the help of a physiotherapist if needed. Try to give them a bit of balance. Once they get the confidence, then they will be able to walk properly.
Right, right, right. So, doctor, I think 2, 3 important points that you made is, one is that addressing the immediate issues arising out of the fall, and then you will collaborate with other specialties as required, and orthopedic surgeons probably would be the one, definitely. But simultaneously finding out the causes, what has caused the fall in the first place, and addressing that is also a part of your comprehensive, approach, which is really very, very wonderful.
And I think it is also important to know how the fall has happened, because a fall can happen many times. It can be a forward fall, backward fall, side fall, fall because of a slip, fall because of maybe some obstacle was there. Is it because of the fall on their own urine? Is it because of the surface? Is it because of their footwear? How they fell? These are all. What were they doing at that time? What part of the day it was? People can have a stroke and then fall. People can have a fall and then have stroke. So basically, what has caused? And another thing I wanted to highlight is rhythm disorders are very important, cardiac rhythm disorders. So they tend to also cause a lot of chances of fall, because that's why a lot of people might be on pacemakers, sick sinus syndrome, and even atrial fibrillation. All these things can be a risk for fall, especially because the rhythm is not okay. So there will be a great chance that there will be a lack of oxygen, and of course there might be a fall. So that is also very important as far as cardiovascular causes are concerned.
Yeah, wonderful. I think one specialty doctor which looks at this is like a geriatrician, I must say, because I don't think any other specialty takes a look at holistically as a fall as an issue, and really, tries to address the way you have explained. So wonderful, doctor, and thanks for today talking about the subject of falls, and providing really great insights which will be useful for our viewers.
Yeah, just before I end, I would just want to say that it's very important once the fall happens and you know that the older adult is actually might have had a fracture, please get in touch with your orthopedician, and of course an elder care specialist might be involved. Don't wait on it. One is that. Secondly, try to prevent falls, try to make sure that your home risk assessment is done, and try to modify those things, because preventing a fall is much, much more important than treating it, because treatment can be very, very difficult, because it involves not only the physical part, to a great extent it involves the mental part also. So that is important.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay, okay. Thank you.